Hi everyone, my name is Julian Skurani and today we're gonna talk about my new RF 16mm f2.8 and also try to answer the question whether you should consider getting one. So first of all, I have the lens here. So it's actually really small, and if you look at it carefully, it might actually look like a lens you already know, which is the 50mm, and that's because this is the 50mm. I am currently filming on the 16, but the reason why I wanted to show you this is because these two lenses are super similar to each other. They have pretty much the same parameters, 4 centimeters long, they both weigh almost the same. The 60mm being 165 grams and then the 50mm being 160. Some other specification to talk about this lens is that it has a maximum aperture of f2.8. It has this customizable ring that all the new RF lenses have in front, which can be set to control your aperture, ISO, or shutter speed, or your exposure compensation. One problem with both of these lenses that would be really useful, especially with the 16, since many of you, me included, are going to use it as a vlogging lens, is that it doesn't have image stabilization, and that's actually one of the reasons why I waited so long, because I was skeptical about it because the camera doesn't have in-body image stabilization and the lens doesn't. Another thing that might make some of you uncomfortable is that this lens also doesn't have any weather sealing, so on rainy days and wet conditions generally it wouldn't be a good idea to take this out, and that might be a deal breaker for some of you out there. I guess for me that's not a deal breaker because I'm not planning to vlog in the middle of the rain, so I guess I could live with that, especially knowing the price of this lens. This costs brand new if you order it from Canon about 330 euros. I got mine used actually, and I got it in a super cheap price, which was like 205 euros, which is like a bargain actually for what this lens gives me. It makes this whole place look huge, and I have it so close to myself I can actually touch it. It's unreal. To be fair, I'm super excited about it, I don't want to hide. But there are also two very good aspects about this lens which are also worth mentioning. The first one being that it's super small, practical, that you can literally put it in your pocket, and the second one is that its minimum focusing distance is just 13 centimeters. And that's crazy. The 50mm that I have here actually has a minimum focusing distance of 30 centimeters, and that is 13. That's close to the lens. And then it still focuses on me. Now, after talking about all the specifications, we will head outside to take some footage in the park. So now let's do some tests for vlogging. At the moment I am at aperture 4.0 and 24 frames per second, shutter speed 1/50. I'm not going at aperture 2.8 even though I could, because that would be a bit overexposed and I don't have ND filter, so I'm just staying at 4 right now. There is no image stabilization turned on, so this is what the footage would look like if I walk a bit carelessly. Like, I only have my camera in my hand. This is the setup. So this is my setup right now, just my hand and my camera. The whole thing is super lightweight, so it doesn't really bother me, and I can even take it close to my face to not have it like straight like this, because that would be even easier to carry, and there's still plenty of view. And now I will try to keep the hand more steady and see if that makes a difference. And this is what it looks like with the stabilization enabled. You might have noticed that it cropped a little bit on both sides, and I'm walking carelessly. And now I'm walking with trying to keep it stable. From what I can see from here, it looks pretty stable, but we'll have to look it up later in the computer. And now let me try with the stabilization on enhanced mode. So this is with the stabilization enhanced. It's like, I think 1.5 times crop, so you can really see that right now. The field of view really got narrowed. And I'm walking carelessly again. See what that looks like. And now I'm trying to keep it still. That's some test footage right there. So there I got rid of the stabilization at all once again. I like it most in this configuration because it shows so much of the surroundings, like, wow. Alright, I'm still in frame and my arm is fully stretched. This is some handheld footage with the stabilization completely turned off. And now I'm walking. Normal walk. And now I'm on a ninja walk. This is some test footage with the stabilization enabled. Now I'm walking to see what that looks like. Walking normally. And now I'm on ninja mode. Ninja walk. Well, that looks much better from what I can see. And now this is a test with the stabilization on enhanced mode. I'm walking normally. That really looks more stable. And now ninja walk. Not always when you're vlogging it's day. Sometimes you have to vlog in poor light conditions, and that's why I'm trying this right now. I am not using any kind of stabilization, so I'm really close to the lens, so I can go this far like this. I'm at the shutter speed 1/50th of a second, ISO 8000 f2.8. And the lighting here is not really great. There are cars going by, light is here. What I can do is maybe try to take it at f4, ISO 1250, and that's how much light you would get in that case. So I'm at ISO 8000 again, and now f2.8. Let me know what you think. Another thing before I close this review is that I want to make a comparison between the 24mm lens that I had right now, the kit lens 4-7.1 RF, and this lens. So this is the 16mm lens, and now boom, we are in 24. And I mean, the 24mm is already a wide lens, but the 16mm makes it look like a joke actually, because look at how much wider the 16 is. And it makes everyone watching it from the screen feel like they're like more present and closer here, and they can feel the space and see everything behind me, and it doesn't look like there is I'm hiding something because the frame was so narrow. One thing I forgot to do earlier was to try the EOS R as a vlogging camera with a 16mm in 4K. So there it is. I'm just walking normally now. There's no stabilization enabled and nothing. That's what it looks like. Stabilization enabled, trying to keep it stable. I don't think I would use it in this mode because it seems like it's too close to me, but if you needed to know, I know. So now that I went through all the footage and all the photos that I took with this lens, I'm here with some answers. Is this lens worth 330 euros? Should you buy it? Well, I'll put it like this, because there are two groups of people. I'll talk for myself first. Since I don't make any money off YouTube, I don't think it makes any sense for me to get the 15-35 f2.8 for the other work that I do right now with my camera, which actually helps me pay my bills. I don't need it. That would be footage for restaurants and this kind of advertisements, shooting and stuff. I'm actually saving for those videos for a 24-70 f2.8, and that would help me a lot more than a 15-35. For now, I think this is a perfect lens, and I hope this also answers the question for you. If you're already making money from it, yes, probably the 15-35 will be the better lens for you because it has image stabilization. But if you're not, then I don't think there is any sense for breaking your bank and paying 2,200 euros more for a lens whose job could be replaced by a 300 euros one. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about it, whether you liked the review and whether you'll go get yourself one of these or not. Before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel because I have a lot more videos coming like this, and I'll see you somewhere in the other ones. Peace.